Let's go.
Us Brits love our grub. And our shops and supermarkets are stacked high with food from all over the world.
Whoa!
But how do we really know about where our food comes from?
I've come to ask you how dangerous my nuts are.
We'll be travelling far and wide
Look how high up we are. Oh!
to reveal the truth about the food we eat.
Oh my word! Whoa!
On tonight's show,
Cheers. Bottoms up.
some of our all-time favourite investigations. I get to grips with gluten.
They may actually be taking in more fat, more sugar, without necessarily realising.
I'm in Romania to see how they make cheap wine bound for Britain taste so good.
This is so sweet.
And I find out exactly what makes our sweets so chewy.
Oh, there it is.
We've all met those wine buffs who know their Merlot from their Muscadet and won't quaff anything that costs less than a tenner. But without the label, can you tell how much wine costs just by its taste?
So what I've got here is a range of wines from £4 to £20 a bottle. Hello. Would you like to join in for a glass of wine?
Yeah.
Cheers. Bottoms up.
Wow. Okay, that one's expensive for sure.
I'm going to reveal how much this bottle costs now, OK? You, sir, are a cheap date.
I'm not.
How much do you think you pay for this one?
About £4 to £5.
Oh, my God! You reckon 20 quid? Let's have a little look.
Oh, 5 quid. Oh, no.
So it's hard to tell between posh Pinot and cut-price plonk, which makes me wonder what wine producers are doing to make cheap wine taste so tempting. So I'm off to one of the world's up-and-coming wine regions, Romania.
Think of wine and you probably think of France, Italy, Spain, Romania?
I've arrived in Timișoara in western Romania. The vineyard's half an hour outside the city. Luckily, I managed to flag down a local cab.
Ah, can I have a ride? Yeah? Get in the back. Woo!
I've drawn up at the Cremele Recas vineyard, the country's largest supplier of budget wine to British supermarkets.
You must be Razvan.
Oh, yes, I am.
Kate.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Kate.
So you're gonna show me how you make cheap wine taste so good.
Of course.
Brilliant.
Razvan tells me the best way to see this place is on a harvester.
Bye, Razvan! Look at this place. They have so many vines. It's incredible.
They've got 1,000 hectares of vines. That's nearly 1,200 football pitches.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
How does this machine work? How does it manage
It's
to get
just
the grapes off?
Shaking very strong and all the berries fall down.
So what happens to these grapes next?
I will show you. We go in the winery.
Brilliant.
This high-tech winery is a world away from your average French chateau.
Ah, first grapes. These are so sweet.
Yeah.
They're delicious. So you process millions of grapes every single day?
Yeah, actually we process every vintage around 10 million liters of wine.
This is not an artisan production, is it? I mean, this is wine production on a huge scale.
Exactly.
Fresh off the vine, the grapes are macerated and an artificial yeast added to make the wine ferment quickly. But without an oak barrel in sight, how does this liquid turn into wine?
So this is our lab.
Chemistry is the key to make average wine taste good, and Nora's the in-house scientist.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
And what's your objective ultimately?
We try to have basically every year the same product in the same bottle with the same label.
In warm years, the Recas grapes have more sugar. In cool years, they have more acidity. What does Nora do to ensure a consistent flavour?
This is a little bit tricky, but Sometimes, if the weather has been very, very sun, they need to touch the acidity with tartaric acid to have the same product every year.
Tartaric acid is found naturally in the grape and adds sourness. So if it's been really hot and the wine is sweet, she adds this to balance out the wine.
How do you manage to make your wine taste so good without putting it into an oak barrel for 2 years?
We can use some small pieces of oak, put it in wine, just to help the flavor.
So if you guys didn't do all of this, what would your wine be like? Would it be a bit rubbish?
The most important thing, I think, there are the grapes.
The grapes?
Yeah. With bad grapes, you never, ever, you can do good wine.
At a good price?
Yes, basically it's that, yes.
Anyway, all this science talk is making me thirsty.
Tell me, how much would it cost me to buy a bottle of this?
This should be around £4.
£4? How do you say cheers in Romania? Narok! Narok.
Next up, gluten-free. We've all gone gluten-free mad. In the last 5 years, the number of products on the shelves has doubled. But is it just a diet fad?
Seems to me that gluten-free products are everywhere, so I've come to Camden to the Gluten-Free Festival to find out why people are going for the gluten-free option. What do you imagine gluten is?
When I hear the word gluten, I hear fat.
So if you wanted to lose weight then yourself, say you're going to do some training and you've got a gluten-free product or a standard product, which one would you go for?
The gluten-free.
And do you think food products that are gluten-free have less additives, less sugar, less fat?
Less fat, probably less sugar.
I prefer gluten-free stuff, if I'm honest.
Do you suffer from intolerance?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I do, but I prefer to not have it.
Why do you think it's bad for you?
I don't know, because it makes people ill, doesn't it?
Right.
People have got strong opinions about it. But what is gluten and why are we trying to avoid it?
Hi there, I'm Jimmy.
Ian, hello.
To get the gen on gluten, I'm going to ask nutritionist Ian Marber.
What is the problem with gluten? It seems to be everywhere now, almost like it's an epidemic.
It is. In fact, if the amount of people who thought they were gluten intolerant really were, then this really would be an epidemic. Gluten actually is a protein that's found in wheat, barley and rye, and probably the best thing to do is show you what it looks like. So I'm going to show you its consistency and also show you how sort of glutinous it is. So, here's your bowl. First thing to do, pour some of that in there.
We're going to get the evil gluten out of this flour,
we're going to separate the starch out. So get some water, and you've got a nice job here of kneading.
So are we making just like a bread dough?
Yeah, more or less, but what will happen actually is the action of the water and the action of actually kneading it separates the starch from the proteins.
And then water on, is it?
Water, yep. And so we're effectively going to rinse this, and we're going to have to do that several times. And then you'll see, obviously, the water will go white. That's the starch being removed. And what we'll be left with is the gluten.
In bread making, gluten is crucial. It works with yeast to make your loaf rise and gives it its springy consistency.
So rinsed and rinsed and rinsed and kneaded and kneaded and kneaded. It's getting very, very elasticated.
That's exactly what we're looking for. So what we've got here actually is pure gluten. Now, it's 75% protein. So in some cultures, it's called seitan, and actually it replaces protein sources just like tofu might. So you might have this instead of chicken, fish, meat, for instance. So it's a really rich source of protein, and it's valued in different cultures.
Wow, that's incredible. So people that are experiencing lots of bloating after eating foods, it might not be the gluten that's the problem.
For some people, actually causes a problem if you have celiac disease. For other people who don't have celiac disease but have food sensitivities, it's being highlighted as being the main problem, when in fact that's completely misleading. There is absolutely no conclusive evidence to show that gluten causes problems in otherwise healthy people.
Next up, gelatin. As a chef, I make it as a byproduct when I'm cooking up a stock. It's a very long process, and that involves boiling up, like in this pan behind me, a whole world of bones. And the liquor that we reduce, we're left with this this jelly. And this jelly is essentially gelatin, and as far as I know, that's how you make gelatin. You boil up bones. But what do we really know about what makes jelly set and bears gummy?
How can I help this morning?
I just wondered what gelatin is. Like, where does it come from?
I genuinely don't know. I would certainly be able to find out for you.
Is that how they make gelatin, just by boiling up bones?
animals? I have no idea.
Generally, it's animal fat, but sometimes it can be vegetarian fat.
Some of these things are saying fat-free. I'm just wondering how they can make it fat-free from an animal.
Is there any fat in there?
I wouldn't know. I'll need to look into that for you, madam.
Back to gelatin. As a chef, I make it as a byproduct when I'm cooking up a stock. That involves boiling up, like in this pan behind me, a whole world of bones. But it takes ages, and I only ever produce a really small amount. But I want to know how they efficiently mass-produce the gelatin that goes into chewy sweets and jellies. I'm heading for Minden in northern Germany to find one of the biggest gelatin producers in Europe. Never been to a gelatin factory. Kind of imagine a big kind of melting pot of cow bones. My guide is a man who's been making gelatin for almost 30 years. Ludger.
Hi, Matt.
Nice to meet you. OK, let's go and have a look.
Let's go.
If I'm going to find the basic raw ingredients of gelatin anywhere, it's here. Now, I was always under the assumption that gelatin comes from cow bones. Is that right?
In our case, we produce it from pig skin.
Pig skin?
Just food-style pig skin.
Is that right?
Yes.
And is that what I'm smelling? Because it smells like a pig factory. It smells like a ham factory.
Yeah, you are right.
They get the skin from pretty much every part of the pig, and each container has the hides of nearly 60 animals. This is not what I expected. I mean, these are like scraps. It's not even a sheep.
Yes, this is from different parts of the pork.
So this is where all the gelatin lives in a pig, is it?
Yeah.
The pig skin contains a very concentrated source of a crucial protein called collagen.
This is the collagen side.
Right.
And this side is the fat side.
So is the collagen that produces gelatin, or is that what gelatin is collagen?
Gelatin is collagen, modified collagen.
Apparently, around a quarter of any animal is collagen. It's the main structural protein in our connective tissue. So why the pig's skin? Why not pig bones?
The reason is that we can produce it very fast.
Okay.
So it takes 2 or 3 days, and using bone, you have more or less 3 months production run.
3 months?
3 months.
Oh, so it's much more expensive?
Yes.
To extract the collagen from the pig's skins, they're chopped up and simmered in water and vinegar. So the pigs are in here, are they? Pig skins
right.
in here.
The meat skins are pumped with water in this vessel.
Right, OK. Can I have a look?
Yes, please.
Whoa! There it is. It's like a big piggy soup.
Yeah, you are right. It's the piggy soup with water, mint skins, and the upper layer is more or less fat.
Inside the fat, the less dense fat rises to the top and is removed. The collagen-rich solution is siphoned off, leaving the old skin at the bottom to be sold as animal feed.
This solution is cloudy, and then we start a filtration and purification process.
And where does that happen?
Let's go there.
All traces of fat and pork flavour are removed as it whizzes through 3,000 metres of filters to leave a fat-free, clear liquid.
You can have a look to this graph.
And that's it?
Clear solution, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The liquid collagen's heated up to get rid of the water, leaving a brand new protein. So that's gelatin?
That's gelatin with water. And then we pump it with pressure through this platform with holes in it.
The gelatin noodles weave their way through a giant dryer. And they're solid, isn't it?
It's really hard.
It may be hard at room temperature, but it melts in the mouth. Perfect for sweets. So it's pretty amazing to think that it starts life off as those pig skins as a byproduct, and now we end up with this amazing protein that goes into all sorts of things, creating something from nothing, really.
I've been in Romania uncovering the secrets of producing tasty wine that doesn't cost a packet. Now I've come to Oxford to meet Professor Charles Spence. Charles?
Hi there, nice to meet you.
Case. He's studied the psychology of how different wines turn on our taste buds.
Really what's happening is in your head and your brain, whenever it's trying to judge what the tastes and the flavours are in a glass, and our brain is trying to put all those clues together, saying it looks like this, it smells like that, the lighting in the room in which you drink, the kind of company you're with. All of these factors we don't realise can impact on our experience.
To test his theory that environment affects taste, the professor's prepared 3 carafes of wine to be drunk in 3 different atmospheres.
I think it's time to do a little bit of an experiment.
rounded up a bunch of students desperate for a free drink, but they're going to have to earn it.
We have in here some spectacles of a certain era.
The students swap beer goggles for wine specs to see if they still have good taste.
Right, here we go.
Hit the lights. So, we have a glass of red wine in front of us, and I want everyone to try taking a taste.
What are you guys getting?
Vanilla, cherry stones, cherry.
There you go.
Next up, we rouge the mood to match the professor's trousers and reach for wine B.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is a taste sensation. How about you guys? What have you got?
So I got like the Ribena blackcurrant flavour. It has a more in-depth flavour.
So it's time for our final wine. But before I can give you a glass of that, we have a few props.
Candles,
Romantic.
blankets,
Here we go, guys. One each.
And the sound of some classical music.
How's this tasting to you?
Reminds me of fruitcake and Christmas.
But has changing the colour of the room and donning some John Lennon shades really influenced our taste?
All of those who liked wine A. So we have 2. All of those for wine B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Me included. I'm in that book. I'm in that game.
And wine C. Just 1.
So our slightly tipsy jury is split. I think it's time the professor reveals which one is the most expensive vintage.
They are in fact all the same wine.
No way. When I drank with the green glasses and the red glasses, they tasted entirely different. Is this a cheap bottle of Romanian wine?
It might be. About £7 a bottle is the price.
So environment really does affect the taste of wine. Green light makes it fresher. Red light tricks the brain into thinking the wine is sweeter with a deeper flavour.
To that, Charles, I will drink. Lovely.
So next time you have a dinner party, splash out on some red light bulbs before serving up your cheap plonk.
Cheers. Cheers.
Back to gluten. I've discovered it's the stuff that gives our bread some bounce. And at 75% protein, it can be a great thing to have in our diet.
In some cultures, you might have this instead of chicken, fish, meat, for instance.
So why is it often cast as the villain? Matt is off to find out.
So let's leave Jimmy now in his natty little pinny and get to the real nitty-gritty of what gluten is really guilty of. I've come to Sheffield to meet Professor Sanders, a gastroenterologist and renowned specialist in celiac disease, an autoimmune condition caused by gluten. Professor? Hi, Matt. Nice to meet you. Professor, what are the symptoms then of gluten intolerance or celiac disease?
Okay, I think for celiac disease you may have typically things like diarrhea, gastrointestinal or gut symptoms, weight loss, anemia, a low blood count. What happens is you eat gluten, which is present in wheat, barley and rye, and this causes your own immune system to damage your small bowel. This is a true disease and not an intolerance.
Hello, Gemma. Nice to meet you. Gemma was diagnosed with celiac disease 2 years ago. Today, she's come to undergo a gastroscopy. Professor Sanders uses a camera to examine Gemma's small bowel and take a biopsy in order to monitor her condition. A normal small bowel has hair-like villi on the surface which absorb nutrients from food as they pass. However, in celiac disease, the immune system releases antibodies against gluten. The antibodies mistakenly attack these villi, flattening them and preventing nutrient absorption. How you doing?
Been better.
How long after you ingested some wheat would you start feeling the effects?
I tend to get stomach discomforts shortly after.
Really?
Yeah, sharp pains, nausea, vomiting.
So it seems that celiac disease is a very different thing to being gluten intolerant, which are often, I think, lumped together.
Sure. The critical thing is if you have symptoms when you eat gluten, it's absolutely essential that you do not put yourself onto a gluten-free diet.
You don't?
You shouldn't do that.
And why is that?
You must go and see your family doctor.
Okay.
And have tests for celiac disease. exclude celiac disease first.
You wouldn't say, okay, if you're feeling a bit unwell, just lay off the gluten.
No, it's a significant change to your life. Gluten is ubiquitous. It's in lots of things you wouldn't even think about.
Yeah.
It's used as a binding agent. So what you're talking about there is virtually changing the way you eat for the rest of your life, for every single meal.
Only 1% of the population actually suffer from celiac disease and has to eat gluten-free food. But that hasn't stopped many of us buying it and causing an explosion of expensive products on the shelves. Back to nutritionist Ian Marber.
So if you're not a celiac, but you eat these products, they've got to be better for you, haven't they?
Not necessarily. No, they're simply the same, but they don't contain gluten. And obviously we expect them to have a similar consistency, so things are added like gums to give them that sort of gooey consistency. It's not a terrible thing, but in fact they may actually be taking in more fat, more sugar, without necessarily realising it. But let's give you an example. We've got some almond slices here. If you look at the fat content of this, that's 17.4 per 100 grams.
I'm 24.3
so you've got
grams
more
of fat
in a gluten-free product. Now, if you're celiac, you're going to make that sacrifice because it's really important you don't have gluten. If you're not celiac and you're simply choosing that because you think it's overall healthier for some vague reason, it's not.
You're just getting more fat.
You're just getting more fat unnecessarily.
Often more sugars and fats are added to replicate the function of gluten. We looked at a wide range of like-for-like products, and the majority contained more calories.
If we look at the bagels, for instance, we've got both of these are cinnamon and raisin. The fat content of the gluten-free one is 6.2 per 100.
And mine's 1.6 grams.
So more fat.
That's incredible because a lot of people out there are choosing a gluten-free option thinking it's going to be better for them.
Yes, and it's not necessarily.
So the advice is to get yourself checked out before you go gluten-free.